What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to All the Warpath and Sanchez 405 with you. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and you hit that bell so you get notifications anytime there's new content posted. And as always, like, comment, share this video out because you know what we do here. We talk Washington Commanders all the time. And finally, it is the most wonderful time of the year. The most wonderful time of the year. I don't care what they say in December. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Hope is renewed. It's like a televangelist selling you dope. Hope. It doesn't matter. It's football. Real football is back in the fray as our boys get ready to take on the Dirty Birds from Arizona, the Cardinals. And yo, I can't hear myself. I'm so pumped up. I can't hear my doggone self. But yeah, let's get into it. What's up? Let's say hello to everybody up in the house. What's up, Charles Smith? Charles says, what's up? I'm glad that James Crowder is back. Hope he gets used this season. He probably will. Frost 40 below. He said we back. And he said he can't wait for Sunday, bro. Neither can I. The first thing is I can hear my psychopathic self. There we go. Yeah, now I can hear myself. That's a little bit better. Been under the weather a little bit. Allergy season. It's rough, right, man? But we had a lot of stuff. We talked about the roster trimming down and everything like that last week. We don't have to worry about that. We don't even really need to talk about the depth chart because the depth chart, it's just there for us to talk about. So we don't have to talk about it, right? Hell, let's go on and talk about it. We talk about the depth chart. No surprises really on this depth chart as they have to put one out for the Commanders. So we'll take a look at it and we'll talk about what we thought, what it was, and everything. I think the biggest thing is really kind of Jamison Crowder getting knocked on to the practice squad. So he's back after a 5-6 year hiatus from the team. So nothing really stands out to me about this. Everybody is where we thought everybody was going to be. They did put their base defense out, and it's 3 quarterbacks. Fuller, they finally pulled Kendall Fuller out of the witness protection program. Hallelujah. They voted him captain. That's another thing we'll talk about. They voted the man captain. He's been in witness protection for like all the summer. Like they've locked him away. He's like, he was in the bunker the whole time. Like Kendall Fuller is this valuable of an asset that we had to hide him away. Frost Ford below says Sanchez. Seven Hills Loft. What's up, team leader Corey? And what's going on to all the hogs? What's up, everybody? Yes. And Dobbs is in trouble. Dobbs is in trouble before he walked up in there. Man, brother ain't got no eyebrows. He gonna be in trouble. But yeah, Kendall Fuller been in witness protection. Benjamin St. Juice, Emmanuel Forbes, those are your corners. But nothing sticks out here. Cody Barton, Jamie Davis, David Mayo backing up. Oh, David Mayo. Everybody loves David Mayo, right? Right. Okay, we'll leave it alone. We won't touch it. B-Rob being the leading running back. So, I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Samuel Dotson, McLaurin, Terry looks like he's planning on playing on Sunday. That's good. My first disagreement of the Chase, not a captain. Very interesting. You want to trigger me, don't you? You want to trigger me like, we're not even 5 minutes in. Okay, we are 5 minutes into. You want to trigger me already. What has Chase done to even warrant a captaincy? Being the cheerleader, I mean, he could be the cheerleader, the command force captain. Really, he could. I'm not hating on Chase. I hope he locks down and locks out this year. Huh? Like I hope he does. He done the command force. He could literally be on the command force. He could be there with Shanae and Meg from Family Guy, and they could all be on the sideline just cheering on the Commanders. Hail to the Commanders! Da, 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 da. It don't. Either way, it don't matter. But they talk about it, and we talk about the captains. Of course, Jonathan Allen also on there, and then Tressway. So returning captains along with Mr. Witness Protection himself, Kendall Fuller. He's one as well. And then two new guys on it, which I thought Reeves was a captain, but I guess not. Must be a little bit of the Mandela effect. And then Sammy Howell, our own Tar Heel. Sam Howell, the guy that nobody really believes in, but everybody believes him in the same way. Just great sideline. And sometimes we need that. Sometimes, but what did they say? Didn't Ludacris say, "Who's your weed dealer? How you smoke so good?" That's what you need sometimes. Who's your hype dealer? How you play so good? That's Chase Young. Dynamic Dave. The next best choice for captain was Payne. Now these guys, the players vote on this, so I mean, it's not necessarily about your abilities and everything, right? Like that's what sometimes I think these captaincies are made on is your ability more than how you lead out there. Well, you got to be a top performer. Yet typically your quarterback should be your captain, right? That's why Carson Wentz was our captain for being here for a year, and then you got Sam that's been thrown out. It just looks good when the guy who's handling the balls, Pauls, has that C on his chest. Can that be considered Paul? I mean, don't matter. But I mean, I don't take any solace in that, and I think all those guys deserve it. Tressway's been here the longest. He's been the best performing player, sadly, over that time. And then you got John Allen and Kendall Fuller on there. Those guys have played. They've been here a while. Kendall left, came back. I don't know if he's played at the highest level since he's been back. Like I say, he's like the stock market, right? He goes up and down, up and down. It's like inflation. He's like inflation Fuller. That's what I start calling him because I mean, he just rises and falls with the tide sometimes. And Revo, they have special teams captains, so they got two offense captains, two defense captains, and then two special teams captains. Why not have your all pro there at the special team? So good for those cats. I'm glad. How can you not like Jeremy Reeves and what he's come from, and he's now he was a special teams all pro player. We get another all pro person on our roster. Shake, rattle, and roll, man. He's like a rocky relationship. But and they talk about another thing. They got Irvin. Irvin came to camp today. Magic Johnson, he was there, and that's a good day when you get to announce your captains on the day that Magic Johnson there. Anything Magic could like speak to like a rock and make that rock just seem like something you had to have, right? And he got to go in there and he showed up in practice, hanging out with the team, hanging out with Josh Harris and everything. And it's that different energy. That's that winning mentality you want to put in a building. So it says according to John Keim, which we got another thing from Mr. Keim as well. A quote, and I told y'all, I teased this last week. It's a new segment. So before I get into the Matt Johnson, there's a new segment. I'll tease it after Matt Johnson. And then they say he was preaching today, preaching about championships. And Ron said, quote, "You can see how engaged the guys were because they would lean in. They would lean in to listen to every word he was saying. I was doing the same thing." Yeah, good job, Ron. Jahan Dotson said when he walked in, it was like you're seeing a star. And he was born, and Dotson was born 4 years before, after Johnson retired. I'm a huge basketball fan. My dad is a huge basketball fan. So I've heard endless stories. I've seen numerous highlights. It's almost like I did watch Magic. So I definitely look up to him. He's definitely pretty cool. And we're super thankful to have him around to share his knowledge with us. It's really an awesome thing. And who else said anything? And then Sam Howell, which I heard from Sam Howell. He was on Kevin Sheen's podcast. And if you don't listen to his podcast, he was on the show. They replayed it. Very impressive by Sam Howell. But all these good things. And, Terry McLaurin um, didn't ask him a question, but he did ask him to be his mentor when they were still when they were up there at FedEx Field for that announcement. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool just to have somebody there, somebody who's been there, who's worked, who's been a player. I mean, it might not be football, but winning. If you know how to win, and Magic knows how to win, not only in ball but also in the game of life. As corny as that sounds, he does. So to have that energy there, to get on those guys and kind of ingrain that in them, that's a great thing to have here. That's awesome. So I was teasing. So we talk about the positive energy and everything. A new segment that we're going to start here every Warpath Wednesday. So when uh, we preview the games here on Wednesday, we're going to start doing the one thing. And the one thing is it's going to be Ron said what. So y'all can tweet these to me. Like if you find the quote before I find it, it's going to be some of the dumbest things that Ron Rivera could say. And a lot of people jumped on him, and we'll dissect it for a little bit, but we're not going to really dive into to the whole thing. So let's see. This one, which made the wavelengths, it was John Keim and Ron Rivera. Let's see here. Hashtag Ron said what? Yeah. Hashtag that to me. Hey, exactly. RSW. And what did Boski say here? Chase should be motivated by the Bosa deal. I'm not saying Chase is Bosa, but damn, that should be a hell of a motivating factor for Chase. Yeah, but Chase got to put that work in like Bosa did. Like Bosa got paid because he been playing elite, bro. I mean, how many years? Well, let's look at Bosa. Got hurt that second year, but 15 and a half sacks. 18 and a half sacks last year. He was number 6 in MVP voting, and he was defensive rookie. He had defensive player of the years twice. Twice. He's been defensive player of the year. So, yeah, you got to do look. He's got 3 Pro Bowlers to his ledger. Chase only did it once. So I think he needs to be motivated not only by that contract and what he got, but also that play. What he's got to look at the work that he needs to put in to get to that point. And right now, he's proven Ron and them right that they didn't give him the 50-year option. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and get. I said, Mother Pucker Jones. What's up, Paulie? I'm not gonna beat up on Chase Young because he does stuff that none of us can do, right? That's why he's gonna get paid these big bucks. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's got these marks out here in social media and in the media. I can talk about our boy Linnell Willingham. I mean, I swear that Linnell literally gets a check written out of Chase Young's bank account, maybe an offshore account, to defend the man. I'm like, come on now. When he's doing stuff wrong, like this is what people don't realize. Like there's criticism, and then there's observations, and then there's the truth. Some stuff can be overblown, and sometimes it's the truth. Chase is somewhere in the middle there. That's exactly what he's somewhere in the middle. We want him to be something that we know he can be. And because of his attitude, I think he can be it. But you got to show it to me. I don't want you to show it to me this year and then walk off. And then we're on the well, you can walk off at that if you don't show me anything. But I think they've coddled him. As much criticism they give him, I think they coddled him a lot. And it could be that woe is me, like, hey, I ain't gonna play. I don't want to be here, local guy, whatever. And some people compare it to Dwayne Haskins situation. And I mean, I get that you can compare it to, but I think those are two different situations. I think those are two very different situations. Reasons I'm not gonna get to about on here, but you can kind of assume or think about it, kind of look at the parallels between it. And especially you're gonna get criticism if you're back home and you're the top pick. And like I always get sick of people who say who always say, hey, it's he's a local guy. I want him to succeed without thinking he's impervious to criticism. It's okay to criticize him. It's okay to critique him. But he ain't been on the field. I need him on the field. Sorry. What's up, Marcus? Gunner's mad. I can't fly up to the game this weekend. Man, I'm driving up to the game. I'll be there. Teron Harris says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Teron. And then I'm glad Chase spoke to the media today. He said he's ready to go. He's making money, baby. That's exactly what he's doing. He said he's sounding like he's playing. I hope he is. I do. I hope he is. It'd be nice to see Chase Young play. I've seen him play once. Ever seen him play once? Yeah, he did because he played against the Giants back in 2021. So it'll be almost 2 years since I've seen Chase Young play in person because that was a Thursday night game. So it'd be about 2 years to the day. So that's gonna be fun to see if he can go out there. Terry sounds like he's gonna be playing too. So that's plus city right there. It only had 4 guys on the injury report, and only one guy did not practice. Everybody's favorite punt returner, Dax Milne, did not practice. He's got a little groin injury. Maybe he's chasing after MILFs. Paul, I don't know, but hopefully he feels better. So he's got a groin injury down there. Terry with the toe, he was limited. Chase with the neck, he was limited. Full practice by Benjamin St. Juice. And, it's Wednesday, so they're not going to say the specifics of what's up with their injury. Logan Thomas wasn't on the injury report. He wasn't. Logan Thomas wasn't on there. Sadiq Charles wasn't on there, too. Interesting. It looks like for Arizona, they only have 4 people. Calvin Beecham, Hollywood Brown, Zach Ertz, and Dennis Gardick. Him and Zach Wilson are best friends. And then isn't Dax dating his ex-girlfriend? Hey, I know it was. I know. Could this game be an indictment on EB if it's his first game? I don't think it's an indictment on Jack. I think it's an indictment on the whole team. Because even if the defense plays poorly, You see, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. I seen before I even get into the game preview. I'll get into that in a little bit. I'll save that. I'm gonna table that. So Dax Milne, they put Jamison Crowder on the practice squad. We saw Jamison Crowder here for the first 4 years of his career. Was a good slot receiver for our guys, right? Punt return. I was looking at one of his punt returns, 2016. He really flourished. He had that big punt return against the Giants when we were 0-2, wound up beating the Giants, and then he had one during that winning streak against the Baltimore Ravens. So they kind of busted that game wide open for us too. So he can add that dynamic. Now he's been hurt. He has been hurt. He's 30. That don't matter. Somebody's telling me sometimes you're just going into your prime at the age of 30. I don't know about on the football field, but off the field, yeah, you probably are going into your prime. And I think it's a plus to have him back here. I thought he was a good weapon when we had him. And maybe he can add something else to this receiver room. You got a Duke Blue Devil in there with a couple of Tar Heels with Diami and Sam Howell on the offense. It makes for interesting talks during basketball season. And then also around Rivera, they made some coaching promotions as well. So and none of these were surprising. They were coming. And it seemed like the offensive, not the offense, but the ownership group wanted them to hold off on naming these coaching promotions until, I guess, the keys had changed hands. So Randy Jordan, Juan Castillo, Travell Wharton, and a couple of other guys also got Todd Storm was named tight ends coach. Travell Wharton promoted to the offensive line coach. And then Randy Jordan is now the senior offensive assistant / running backs coach. So he gets a bump in title right there. And as we know, Randy Jordan is the longest tenured coach in Washington. Hey, right now, he's been here longer than Ron Rivera. He's been here for his 10th season. And the one thing we know about Randy Jordan is he's one that got, he worked with old boy Adrian Peterson here, but he's worked with like Alfred. Yeah, did he work with? Yeah, he worked with Alfred Morris, Fat Rob Kelly, Mac Brown, Matt Jones. Chris Thompson. He's worked with here, of course, Antonio Gibson now, Brian Robinson Jr. And one thing that he has a key for is dual threat running backs. Like that's what he's good at coaching. He was one in college. I think he had the first score in Jacksonville Jaguars history. I think it was a catch and run. It was a catch from Mark Brunell. And he got Juan Castillo as well. Now he's the team's run game coordinator as he was serving as the tight ends coach last year. So he will have his hands in a little bit of everything this year for as far as like working with the offensive line, probably even the tight ends, and just giving him a little bit more responsibility there. So there you go. They got those promotions in. They had even talked about Todd Storm being the tight ends coach. I remember early on in the offseason, I think they interviewed JP Finley interviewed him and introduced him as tight ends coach. So I don't know what his title was then. Was tight ends coach in waiting? Hell if I know. What's up, JBWC? Hail to Commanders. That's right. Defense doesn't play well. Our front four not going to get to the quarterback. Yep. What's up? What's up, Uptown Dre? So we came here. We kind of talked about our team for a little bit, but now we get to talk about the Arizona Cardinals, and hopefully, I told you all that George Carmi and I we are teaming up with Pro Sports Fans. It's an app, so we're going to have some of those content creators on the channel here, and then on Sundays, some of those things we're going to be doing it via the app as well. So y'all gotta stay tuned for that. Got a little bit more information to get out. It's only good with right now. It's active on the Apple Store and everything. It's still working its way to Google Play. I think they're in the final stages of that. But hopefully we'll have some of those content creators on here to help us preview their opponents. A lot of Cowboys fans. George and I are the only two Commanders content creators that are on there right now. So we're heavily outnumbered. Let's see. But anyway, the Arizona Cardinals, of course, they hired Jonathan Gannon, who was the defensive coordinator in Philadelphia. And during his tenure, the defense, he was there for 2 years, but defense improved. They were 18th in points his first year back in 2021. They dropped down to 8th last year. So they improved 10 spots there. And then they were 10th in yards. So they're top 10 defense both his years there. And they were number 1 in yards this past year, were the Eagles. And you look at some of these numbers. This is what his defense allowed against Washington, where they were 3-1 against Washington over the last 2 years. 17 points the first time around. That was that COVID game. So they played against Gilbert Grape. And then 16 points against Taylor Heineke. Should have been more, but we know John Bates was tripped. They didn't throw the flag. They kept it in the carpet. They kept the flag in the hand, didn't put it on the carpet. And then I don't even know what the hell that game was in week 3 when we played the Eagles, where they just unpantsed us and that they gave up 8 points. Really should have been less there. And then the 25 points, we won that game against Philadelphia to end the unbeaten streak. He did face some criticism. We know in the Super Bowl they had a 10-point lead, and they started going a little soft on Patrick Mahomes, who was already hurt. They blamed a lot of the loss on the turf. Whether that's true or not, I mean, the Chiefs were playing on that turf too, and they seemed to kind of buck up. But that's neither here nor there. The Chiefs are the defending Super Bowl champions. They get ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs to defend their title tomorrow night. Whoop-de-dee. Let's see here. Little report they starting by Jack struggles with mobile quarterback. Yeah, let me talk about this. I've seen Josh Dobbs. Play. I got to see him when he was in Nashville this past year when they played Dallas. Now, he did okay. And they were playing with scrubs and scabs that game because they were prepping for showdown with the Jacksonville Jaguars the next week. And he didn't do bad, but I don't think he did great. And I don't see if this, to your point, Broski, if they're asking if that's an indictment that if the defense struggles, I think to Frost 40 Below's point, that means they're not getting to the quarterback. That means the line's not getting to the quarterback. I know that Pittsing, the offense coordinator, was with him in Cleveland. I don't care what anybody says. He's got to learn this personnel. It would make more sense probably if he threw Clayton Tune out there, but I don't care. I don't care at this point. Don't matter who they're playing, whether they're mobile, whether they're fast, whether they're speedy. You know what? Jack didn't struggle against Jalen Hurts that second time around. They did the first time around, but not the second time around. You could even argue Sam Ehlinger was a little mobile. Held him to 16 points. So there's Mariota. Mariota's mobile. So there's points that where they struggle against mobile quarterbacks. I think the mobile quarterbacks that they do struggle against, they're more like the complete pack. I think you're talking about like your Josh Allens and your Patrick Mahomes. Those are the type of guys, mobile quarterbacks, that they struggle against because they can do a little bit of everything. I'm not too worried about that. And no offense to Josh Dobbs. The dude studied astrophysics in college at Tennessee. He's a ball legend because he beat Georgia between the hedges. Excuse me. I don't think so, but yeah, I mean, he's been here for 2 weeks. I ain't worried about him. But anyway, we also have a familiar friend there in Arizona, also, and Drew Terrell. He was a wide receivers coach here for the last few years. So worked with Terry, Curtis, Jahan, and then he belted, becoming the passing game coordinator and the wide receivers coach in Arizona. I do have a fun video that I want to show you about Jonathan Gannon, and I think a lot of y'all know where I'm going with this, but I had to show it to you because you know what? It's so good. It's motivating. It made me cry and tear up when I saw it. It made me run through a damn wall. Jonathan Gannon motivating the troops. Mr. Pew Pew himself. Let's see here. I'm going to share it. We'll share my screen. There we go. Share screen. And share screen. Let's see. Here. Where's it at? There we go. Boom. Let's share this. Let's see. Where you at? Okay. Let's see. And. Well, let me do it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now, to get. I want to preface this now. I'm not making fun of him. I'm just making astute observations because I got motivated by this.
Welcome back.
Oh, you're welcome.
Who drove over here?
I did.
Quick, let me see your hands. Who took the bus?
Didn't think so.
Did you have fire in your gut?
No, it's heartburn. I had chili. No heartburn.
We're here for a reason.
They're here for a reason.
Don't get that twisted. Okay, we're here for
Don't
a
get
reason
twisted.
to win games. So if you didn't have that fire in your gut,
Look at him.
you
Hold
better
on.
light the fire pretty fast.
Look at this guy.
So
Look at that. Look at
for a
this.
reason to win games.
I got white. Look at this dude. Look at him. Look at Brother Man. He's like, Coach, really? Like who? Like what?
Don't get that twisted.
Don't get it twisted. He had his bottom jaw twisted there.
Okay, we're here for a reason to win
There-
games.
He know good and well. He said, we here for look at the Brother Man already know he just here to collect a check. He already knows he here to collect a check. He said, man, we the Arizona Cardinals. They said, mighty short man ain't playing. Where's Kyler at? He's too busy wearing sports bras. Come on now. Anyway, let's wait for him.
So if you didn't have that fire in your gut,
Look, he don't look, man. Does this brother look motivated to you? Who's this guy? That guy in the back, is he an NFL player right here? No way. There's somebody's drug dealer back there. Come on, man. They look like, dude, let's just get, he's trying not to laugh. Look at him right there.
you better light the fire pretty fast.
Light that fire pretty fast. Light it fire. Like that fire that's receding on the back of his head. Okay, anyway.
Be who you are.
They're going to be who they
Just
are.
understand, I'm looking for killers.
He's looking for killers. He's looking for killers. It's the flight plan. He's looking for killers. Look at him. This man, what would you say? Like, what timeshare does this dude sell in the off season? He's like, he wants killers. He looks like he's selling timeshares. He really does. He wants effing killers. He looks like Jeffrey Dahmer's cousin. So this is how he's motivating people. Come on now. He looked like he's got a rack of Sandy right up in his freezer somewhere. Okay, we done. We done with this. I'm sorry. I went too far. Like, y'all, see, y'all know I couldn't help myself. I blame y'all for this. Yeah. Shoot, check collect. Yeah, like, what seminar is he going to? Like, seriously, look at, he looks like he's selling timeshares. Like, what Jim Jones Kool-Aid drinking commune is he coming from? He wants killers, though. Thank you, Jonathan. He looks like the second coming of Jim Zorn. He sounds like it, too. He's like, I want, gosh darn. He said, I'm here to buy me. Wrong person. Wrong person. Wrong person. Wrong person there. Uptown Dre says, let it play, bro. Oh, God. He reminds me of assistant coach from Heavyweights. That's Logan Paul. Let's see. Every Buddha want to cry. Oh, dear Lord. Feel bad for dude, he was hurt. He hurt me in my spirit that time. I couldn't watch it. I watched like 2 episodes of that Hard Knocks with the in season with the Cardinals. I couldn't watch it. It was just too much. Like the Colts, they gave you hope. Like they were inspired. They like gave you hope, and then the bottom fell out of it. I could watch most of it. That was the Cardinals, Lord Jesus. That was that was rough. That was rough. And then you had Crinkleberry. He was here to win after week 1. That's right. Not this. Yes, that was that video again. Absolutely. You can't sleep on them, brothers. Paulie, watch last week's episode. We talked about the Real Clocks practice squad. We talked about him. He ain't playing this week, so we don't need to talk about him. You know that. Yeah, we can't sleep on. I joke. Jonathan Gannon's been part of an organization that has had our number in all seriousness. Although he doesn't want to name a quarterback because of competitive advantage, which he means he doesn't know. That's coach speak for. I don't know who my quarterback's on, because what's the old adage? You got one quarterback, you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. So with that being said, I'll go into my keys here. My keys of the game. I think it's going to start up front. Defense-wise, you have to put these guys in the body bag. You need to abuse them. You need to be physical. You got to play fast. You got to play hard. I know that's cliche to say, but that's exactly what you got to do. We've got stuff on tape. You got stuff of Josh Dobbs. You can see where he makes it. Sir, before we even get into this, Paulie, I told you last week that Warpath Wednesday will be at 9:00 on Wednesdays, and I told you this that day. So you didn't remember? You gotta go back and rewind it. So remember that. Excuse me. But where was I? Yeah, you gotta play fast, physical defense. You gotta get to them. I think our corners are good enough that whoever they have, I think they can shut them down. And I mean, if Zach Ertz is healthy, that may be a liability right there for us, because we never really played well against tight ends. And you got to keep the lane. You got to destroy these edges. Don't give him any room to breathe, Josh Dobbs. And don't give him a window to make plays with his feet. So that's on the defense side of the ball. I think on the offensive side of the ball for our guys, I think for EB, don't get too cute. Don't get too cute. It's fine. Run the damn rock. I mean, Brian Robinson, I want to physically see Brian Robinson throwing up because he ran the ball too many times. That's what I want. I want power football, old-fashioned football. Like beat them guys in submission there. Then little play action. You spread out the team a little bit. Don't get. I don't want to see Sam throwing the ball 25 times in this one. No, more than 25 times. You need to get Gibby involved, get B Rob involved. I don't know. Logan Thompson on the injury report, but I'm in doubt. I saw him last year in week 1. He looked like an old man. I really think he'll probably look like an old man again come Sunday. But that's what I'm thinking here. I really do think it should be a show out game for our stable, for our horses. Just run that ball, man. Run it. Terry, I know he's going to be recovering from that turf toe. He's probably still be out there. But, let him be a decoy more than anything. And, don't use up your usages with him. I know some people say he shouldn't play. I think he should still play. And then I will give you one prediction here. Did you know, because I always come with fun facts, and I have some fun facts here that we'll give to you here in a second. We haven't had a shutout since the year of our Lord 1991. Your boy wasn't even a year old then. And this was September 30th against the Eagles, 23-0 at RFK Stadium. We have not shut out an opponent since then. It'll change on Sunday. We will blank the Arizona Cardinals. And we look at Arizona. They come in from last year. They were 4-13. If I Cliff Kingsbury, as we know, for Mr. I Want Killers. They had 3 of their wins came on the road last year. At Vegas, at Carolina, and who else? I'm trying to remember who else they had. I know it was at Vegas. They beat the Saints too at home. But I'm trying to remember who else it was. Trying to remember who else it was. And they won at LA, so they beat a team just equally as terrible as them. They lost 6 games of 1 possession. So that's 8 points or less. They were 4-5 when they completed 1 or less turnovers. So they won 4 of those games. They either committed 1 turnover or less in those games. They won. 3-2 when they forced over 3 turns. So we can't turn the ball over. EB. Ball security. Keep the ball on the ground. Play conservative. There you go. There's your note right there. And they were 4-1 when they held opponents under 100 yards rushing last year. Now, this was all with Vance Joseph and stuff. So, this is just fun numbers to throw around. Fun numbers to throw around here. But you look at our guys, right? We were 5-1-1 when we ran for 151 yards. So we ran for Mew. Like for Pokemon fans, we ran for Mew and more on those occasions, although that tie should have been a win, but we won't talk about that. And then we were 2-0 when we had 0 turnovers. So clean game equals a win for us. And that was in Scott Turner's offense. And then when we allowed 22 points or less, we were 8-3-1. And we were also 5-0 when we allowed our opponents 20 or less points or under 20 points there. So right there, those are stats that we know for us that's going to be more of our bread and butter. I think the turnover game, that's key, right? That's common in every. The less you turn the ball over, the more chance you have, the less chance you give them, and the more you take away, the more you give yourself. It's easy. It's not in rocket science. Like I said this on the HTTC podcast with Freddie Ham and Parker Hamlin. Y'all go check them out. Go start putting their links in the description down there. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. But I told them, and I had to channel my inner Doc Walker when I said this. Like, if you can't get up, if you are a Washington Commander coach, player, chaplain, ball boy, water girl. If you can't get up for this game, and you can't be excited like we the fans are for this game, then turn in your damn check. Turn in your helmet, turn in everything else. Because if you can't get up for this, pause, there's something wrong with you. If you can't get up and look across the way and get fired up for probably the biggest game to hopefully to date that you've played in front of fans in FedEx Field, because someone played in a playoff game, they had nobody there. There's something wrong with you. What's up, PIMP? I didn't miss you, bro. I ain't missed you. I saw you up there. Run, play action. Bold statement. Let's get. That's right. Wrong. Find a way to mess it up. I want B-Rob to run for 100. Think that's achievable. Face the Arizona. Okay. Forbes pick 6. Ooh, 2. Oh. I hear you. Okay. All right. Okay, JBWC. One more there. You think so? Gonna shut him out? Yeah. Montez, I need him captain. But if you can't get pumped up for this, there's something wrong with you. This is a game that was made, like literally, they made this game with something to say Washington can't screw this up. Not saying that we won't. Not saying that our guys won't find a way, and then Arizona comes up in here like little David. Like, I mean, they ain't even David with a slingshot. They're like David with no arms and a club foot and an eye patch. And they coming up in here. But it's still an NFL team, y'all. It's still an NFL team. This is a must win to keep the good vibes going. We coming for them in God. Yes, in God. If you know, you know. Right, Paulie? We got to come after them. Truth be told, I want EB coaching now and the D with that fire. Oh, that was for the see. Oh, no more. Some Cardinals fans think they'll win this game. Can't sleep on this team. You're right, PIMP. You're right. You can't sleep on this. Like, people say we should go in here and ramrod. We should. We should. But they can also be like, it's the same thing, like TCU. Because they were going to come up in there. They're Texas Christian University. You know what the boys were saying? After that, they chanted a little DJ Khaled. And nobody believed in us. God did. God did. I don't have the beard like DJ Khaled, but y'all get the point. This by no means is a gimme. And they said, and they even asked me on that podcast, they said, well, Corey, when you look at this game, we should beat them. I said, to me, in my eyes, although we've gotten better off the field, we've proven that we've gotten better off the field in the front, in the ownership box, right? But until we prove it on the field, we're still that clown show that everybody has hated on us for the last 20 some odd years. I'm from Missouri. I'm from the show me state. You got to show me. Until then, I don't believe anything else because I'm going on sight unseen. I haven't seen this team when they've been really good and dominant. I've seen a team that's dominated and sloppily, and it's got dominated. But like, we got to be a bully, especially this year. We have to be a bully. I mean, y'all look at last year when we played Indianapolis, right? This is a game I kind of look at like where we should have ramrodded those boys. With the defense we had and the skill position players we had, we should have ramrodded, even with the issues with the offensive line. We should have ramrodded it. We should have snapped a tree branch up in them boys because they literally had a commentator from ESPN as their head coach. And if it wasn't for some Hail Mary, like Goku type catch from one Terry McLaurin, from the quarterback who shall not be named because he's in Atlanta now, we don't win that game. Don't win it. But that's what I say. We play with our food too much. We gotta stop playing. Just damn it. Eat. Just eat. Just go out there and eat for once. Be fat boys. Eat. Stop playing with your food. Stop messing with your food. You got 60 minutes to eat. Do all the eating you can do. Somebody brings Brussels sprouts. No, eat them damn things. Keep on eating. Look at the Texans game. Yeah, it was 23-10. We should shut them boys out. They were awful. We dominated in the first half. Then played terrible. That's just what it is. So I'll give you some predictions, right? I said Brian Robinson. I'll give me 125 yards on the ground. Get a touchdown. I say Sam Howell throws for 250, a touchdown, maybe to Jahan Dotson. No, Will, he wasn't there. He got fired. Frank got fired, remember? Yeah, he got fired. Frank. He didn't get fired after. When did he get fired? When did he get fired? Let's see. Got me thinking now. Oh, yeah, he sure was. Wow, I didn't realize that. He was. Reich was still there. Yeah, my bad. That's right. They retired Tyre Glenn's number and he was there. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. That's right. Okay. You're right. My bad. But either way, man, they were still on a piss poor slide. And we still couldn't get them. We still couldn't do anything with them. So yeah, but I'll say this defense gets a combined 10 sacks. I don't know where that comes from, but that's what we'll do. We'll get 10 sacks. How's that sound? I might be talking out of my head, but I think that's what we're gonna do. They started Maniac. Gotcha. Okay, Will. My bad. I was wrong on that. Friday, November 7th. That's right, because we played them in October. We played them in. How long before he gets fired again? That's what I want to know. Indianapolis Colts. Old Frankie Reich. Yeah, they fired him after the New England game, after the loss at New England. Funny we didn't hire him after. Let's see. And that was his last home game too. Wow, they lost to NFC East opponents twice at home, 16-17. Interesting. So, guys, we're gonna do it. It's back to the 5-pack. So we do 5-pack. We do 5 sets of games. We just pick the winners and losers. You can do the totals on your own time because you know what? I don't have time for the totals, and I just pick over unders. I don't really like picking spreads. I don't like rooting for them. Let's see here. Let's see. So we'll pick tomorrow night's game as it is Kansas City. Oh, we can do it here. According to CBS, Kansas City 4.5-point favorites at Detroit against Detroit. Over under set at 63 points. Good Lord. Hey man, you can see me outside. You can call me later, Paulie. So Kansas City at Detroit at Kansas City. Ugh. No I don't know if they had Travis Kelce, Chris Jones. He said Lions plus whatever. You like Lions plus 4.5? I don't like that. I don't like that number, man. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. I don't know, man. Kansas City at home. I gotta go Kansas City. Let's go Kansas City, and I'll get them to cover. I get Kansas City cover. I think people are very bullish on the Lions, which I think the Lions, it's bad division. They'll do all right, but I still like the Chiefs at home. Open it up. I do. Is it true? Let's see here. Who else would go to? Let's go to. Let's see here. Baltimore. Houston is at Baltimore. Go with that one. Do our 6-pack here. 6-pack. So Baltimore 9.5-point favorites in that one. Over under set at 43 and a hook. Huh. I feel like I like the under in that game. 43.5. Lions plus 7. Good night. Okay. And Baltimore 9.5. I just say Baltimore money line and lose the money on there. San Francisco is at Pittsburgh, which this one stinks. I guess because it's at 1 o'clock. Yes, at 1 o'clock. I like San Francisco 2.5-point favorites. Give me the 49ers in that one. And then Chicago. Chicago hosts Green Bay. So for the first time since 2008, Aaron Rodgers won't be the feature quarterback in this rivalry game. Justin Fields, Green Bay, so to pick them. I like the over in this game. I like the over in this game. I think they got. I think the Bears. Yeah, the Bears win it, but I think there'll be an over. Give me the over 42. like that one. Can I probably forget to play these? And Philadelphia at New England. N-E. Let's see. Over 40, 45 and a half in New England plus 4. Philly. I give Philly minus 4. And then Dallas. Dallas is at the Giants. My wife will be unbearable after this, but you know what? I guess that's why I married her. Plus 3.5. They said Dak is 10-0 against the Giants. They can't be right. It might be right. You know what? The Giants come through in this game. Giants come through. I think they win. Give me the Giants. NYG. They give me them to cover plus 3.5. There you go. That's your 6-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give Kansas City minus 4.5. Under 43.5 for Baltimore. San Francisco minus 2.5, 2.5, excuse me, and then over 42 with Chicago and Green Bay, minus 4 Philly at New England, and then plus 3.5 for the Giants. In God. Got the Cowgirls. And maybe I just feel like it's different. I do. I feel like it's different. Over Malice all day. Okay, here we go. And one more thing before I wrap up, because I told you I said it's the hashtag RSW. I have to get like a tagline. Here we go. Mike was muted for a second. Pulled it out of the plug. Pause. So anyway, on this edition of Ron Said What? It's talking about, and Paul and I kind of talked about this earlier, so this is why I picked it. It's from John Kime's article from yesterday. And in God, he said this. This is just an excerpt talking about, the new ownership and his future with Washington. And it says, in his news conference, Josh Harris expressed support for what Ron Rivera and Washington's front office is doing. But what happens beyond 2023 remains an unknown. And this is from Ron coming up. He says, quote, "I don't worry about that," end quote. Rivera said of his time in future, quote, "If we go 8-1 this year and he fires me, and next year they win the division and 40 of the 53 players we drafted, and it's the same quarterback, I'm vindicated. Send me my Super Bowl ring." That's the way I look at it. I want us to be right and to see this community have that excitement again. First of all, where the hell did I hope John Kime just like fluffed this up a little bit. The man could have said all this stuff. He said, did you see the new Commander? I haven't seen the new one yet. No. First he talks about, like, I think, and this is all me thinking, this is all speculation, right? I think what Ronald was trying to say was that he wasn't worried about it, right? He didn't care about it. But also, I think he word vomited. Like, he's like, yeah, hell. It's like when you always about, he'd be like, psh. Like, man, I don't care if I go such. I mean, you know what? I don't care if I go 8-1. Hell, that sounds like something you would say around the bar or something. Like I've heard coaches, like high school level coaches, kind of say stuff like this offhand, like to people that people that they're close with, right? I don't know why he would think that him and John, when John kind of has a job to do, and he's pretty good at what he does, why you would say that around him. But Ron said this. You're not vindicated. You're not getting a Super Bowl ring. That's the way you look at it. That's not the way everybody else is going to look at it. Tony Dungy didn't get a Super Bowl ring after the year after he was fired, and John Gruden was sending emails about him to everybody. Well, I think emails weren't even that big a thing back then, but you get the point, right? He didn't get no Super Bowl ring. The only person that got a Super Bowl ring was Edgerrin James after he was with the Colts, and they sent him a Super Bowl ring, which I think that's the ultimate slap in the face. Like, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get Ron. I don't get why he just doesn't know. Like, here's the line, Ron. Here's the line. Don't cross it. Don't go over this line. Ron, just run right up to the line. I don't care about that. This is what you got to say. Here's how you say it, Ron. Yeah, I don't think about that. Whatever happens, it happens. If we go 4-12, if we go 4-13, or we go 13-4. Whatever happens, happens at the end of the day. To me, this sounds like a man who's just had it with everything. Like, he just doesn't give a damn anymore. His give a damn has literally busted. And I hope he would think he's not helping his case, but who knows, y'all? It's Ron. God love him, God hate him, whatever you want to do with it. But I mean, it's just another thing. Another quote. I think he just likes being quoted in the media and to have something for people to talk about. But we'll see. We'll see come Sunday. I'll be up there. If y'all at the game, find me. I'll be in section 10. What is that? 106 I'm in? Yes. Your boy will be in section 106, somewhere around the red zone lot prior to the game. I'm gonna travel up on Saturday, all day Saturday, and then travel up with some family from there. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Like I said, if you can't get up for this game, there's something wrong with you. It's literally something wrong with you. You need help. If you turn your check in, turn in your fan card. We've been through a lot, damn it, over the last 20-some years. And if you can't get up for this game, something wrong with you. You never were a fan to begin with. I'll just say it like that. I don't care who we could have been playing. Jesus and the Pips for all we know on this one. It was going to be a must win, and they had a scheduled Arizona. We scheduled Arizona, but they had to score Dallas, Philly, the 49ers, the Dolphins, the Bills. It didn't matter. It would have to be a must win for us. And this is a must win. To continue the good vibes, we've got to win this game. And I hope they see that in their room. I hope the coach see that in the room, because we're sick of it. We sick of it. It's time to win. It is time to win. But y'all, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know how we do here. We keep that same damn energy. So we outlast the bastards together. You heard me, right? We keep it. We keep that same damn energy. Won't be live. I'll be live probably around halftime to give you my thoughts. So come here to YouTube on halftime. I'll talk a little bit about the game and my thoughts, give you kind of what we saw. So at halftime, come back here. I'll be live from FedEx Field and might do something a little early, might do it. And then we'll also have some information, like I said, about the PSF app, which is on Twitter now. So y'all can go and check that out as well. But as always, Sanchez 405. I love y'all. Let's go, Commanders. Commanders going to win this game. Till next time, love, peace, and hell. And somebody, please. I know Prime has made this famous, but I've been saying this probably around the same time he is, or probably before. But either way, Somebody please get my damn theme music. Somebody get my music. 3-toe step. Dion. I'm out.